Thank you very much. For those who I don't know, my name is Mike Nevergall. I serve as Vice President for Advancement at North Park University in Chicago. And for about 20 more days, I also get the chance to serve as President of the Association for Christian Fundraising. We are so delighted that you took a little time to join us today for our annual meeting. Just a word of Zoom etiquette. If you could please mute yourselves if you are not speaking during the meeting. We've got quite a large group and we want to make sure that everybody can hear okay throughout the course of the meeting. So if you're not speaking, if you would please mute yourselves, that would help with making sure our meeting goes smoothly. We are going to jump right in here, and I'd like to start us off by offering a word of prayer. Would you please join me in prayer? Dear God, thank you for the blessings of this day and for the opportunity to gather with colleagues from across the country and even internationally. We ask that you be with us during our time today and that you continue to bless the Association for Christian Fundraising, the work that we do together, and the work of all of the organizations and institutions that we represent. We are grateful for the generosity of our donors and the privilege that we have to work alongside of them. We know that you are with us today in our deliberations. We thank you for many years of ACF, and we look forward to the future and what it holds for this association. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Well, John, if you could go ahead and advance the slide. Thank you. I will officially call this meeting to order and ask for an approval of our agenda, which was circulated to the membership. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
I saw Roger Dow stick his finger up, so I'll say Roger Dow motion. And is there a second?
Second.
Second from Gary Grindland. All those in favor, please sign or say aye.
Aye.
I'm going to say that's approved. It's a nice looking agenda. With that, I'll throw it to Catherine Yarnell, our secretary, for the approval of our meeting minutes from the 2024 annual meeting. Catherine?
Hello. I should have received the minutes from 2024 last year's Zoom. And if there are any questions or corrections, let me know.
If there are none, we'll entertain a motion to adopt the meeting minutes as they are presented. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Beth Nelson Chase, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Matthew Schultz. All those in favor, please sign or say aye.
Aye.
Hey, look at that. That's approved too. Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. All right. We're going to move into my president's report for the year, I believe.
Treasurer's report.
Sorry about that. I was jumping the gun, John. I got excited, okay?
Yes.
And I know that my report's not going to be nearly as good as John Andreessen's, and so I wanted to get it out of the way first. But I guess I don't get that privilege today. So, John Andreessen, please run us through your treasurer's report.
Thank you, Mike. It's been a privilege to serve as the treasurer. And as we gather for our annual meeting, we reflect on this year's achievements, challenges, and some opportunities for growth. The Association for Christian Fundraising continues to serve faith-based fundraising professionals, providing resources, training, and community support to advance our shared mission. A significant development this year has been the appointment of our new executive director, Shasta Foy. Shasta brings a wealth of experience in nonprofit leadership and faith-based fundraising. We're excited about the vision and the energy she brings to our organization. She has already begun implementing strategies to strengthen membership engagement, financial sustainability, to ensure that we remain a vital resource for our community. For the third consecutive year, we held our annual conference in Myrtle Beach, North Carolina. And while the event continued to provide invaluable networking and professional development opportunities, attendance fell below our expectations. And this shortfall affected our financial projections and placed a strain on our budget. So if you'd like to put up, John, the first chart there of our operating expenses, you notice that our expenses have modestly increased. We had a COVID year in 2021. We didn't have a conference. The conference is a key supporter to generate revenue. We've increased our expenses, but with a declined enrollment this last year, we took a little setback in terms of the revenues that came in. So while the shortfall put a strain on us, it required strategic adjustments and careful financial stewardship. So as we look at our financial overview, our initial revenue projections of $507,000 were not met due to lower than expected conference participation. But we are expecting this year that revenue of approximately $480,000. But despite this shortfall, we prudently managed our financial resources to maintain organizational stability. On the next screen, we see our designated reserve fund, which has been a blessing for us. It's been instrumental in supporting us through financial challenges. This year, we drew $45,000 from this fund to help offset the revenue shortfall. When the reserve funds are not needed, they remain invested in growth and income mutual funds with a 65-35 equity bond asset allocation, which ensures future security and stability for us. Now, in addition to the designated reserve fund, we also have an endowment fund. And on this screen, we can see what's happening with our endowment fund. We did have one year that was really a downer in terms of a setback in the market, but otherwise we've seen nice growth overall. We have traditionally taken out 4 to 6% spending rate or distribution. And this year we took out $20,000 and we still are at about $440,000 in terms of the assets that we hold in our endowment fund. As we look ahead, we remain committed to enhancing our financial resilience, expanding our membership engagement, and delivering high-quality programming. And so key priorities, we're looking at increasing conference attendance and optimistic that Chicago is going to be a very positive place for us. To strengthen our fundraising efforts, exploring additional revenue streams, building on strong corporate sponsorships, and further donor engagement. And we're looking to expand educational resources, developing new webinars, workshops, and training materials to support our members in their professional growth. So with renewed leadership, thoughtful financial stewardship, and a clear vision for the future, ACF is poised for continued success. We express our deepest gratitude to our members, our donors, partners who make this work possible. Your dedication strengthens our mission and empowers us to serve faith-based fundraising communities with excellence. We look forward to another year of growth and impact. So I want to say thank you for your support. So in conclusion, despite challenges, the year has underscored our resilience and commitment to serving our community. We embrace the opportunities ahead with faith and determination, trusting in God's providence for provision and guidance. So this year marks my last year as treasurer for the association. It's been a privilege to serve with both Lori Brill and Shasta Foy, and I want to thank you for your support. With deepest gratitude, John Andreasen. So I hand the screen over to our president, Mike Nevergell.
Thank you, John, and thank you on behalf of the entire association for your faithfulness, for your leadership, and singing reports. I mean, I don't know that anybody can be treasurer and rise to your level of excellence. So thank you for your years of service. There were a couple of questions that popped into the chat. Shasta, I don't know if you and John wanted to address those now, or if you wanted to address them after the meeting related to financial statements.
Yes, I would like to address them after the meeting, if that's okay, so that we can keep track, keep moving forward, and
Great.
respect everyone's time.
Great. We can do that. Thank you. And we'll make sure that those responses are sent out after the meeting. Yeah, just briefly, I want to echo some of what John has just shared. This has been a year of transition for ACF. We said thank you and goodbye to Lori Brill after her 6 years of faithful service to the association. I'm extremely grateful to the members of the search committee who led us through a search process last summer and helped identify an excellent pool of candidates. And our partners from GSB as well for their work in that process. That led us to hiring Shasta Foy as our new executive director. And I am simply delighted by the leadership that Shasta has provided for this organization over the last several months. It's actually hard to believe that Shasta has only been our executive director since October because the amount of work that she has accomplished, the relationships that she has built and continues to build with members, with partners, with potential sponsors, and so forth is actually quite profound. And so I'm grateful to Shasta for her leadership and really excited for what the future will hold with her as our executive director. She brings significant expertise, enthusiasm, creativity. So Shasta, we're really delighted that you're here and grateful for your leadership. The other highlight of the year from the board's perspective has been strategic planning. We've been working in partnership with a consulting firm to help develop the next strategic plan for ACF, thinking about what the vision looks like for the association over the next several years. I'm really pleased with the involvement, not just of the board in that process, but the membership. Thank you to everyone who participated in the recent survey that was done, as well as the series of listening sessions that were completed. We're really excited about the progress that is being made on the strategic plan and looking forward to sharing more significantly with you about that over the next few months. But as John touched on, we know the both challenges and goals that are ahead of us. Associations are not by and large growing at the moment. This is a challenging space to be in. And yet we know the value of the work that we do together, the networking opportunities, the continuing education, the support that comes from working with one another. And we want to continue to grow our membership and to retain members, to bring new people into the fold. That was a major driving point for us in the rebrand that happened over the last few years, was to build a bigger tent and to invite more people into the work that we're doing together as ACF. We want to foster year-round engagement for our membership so that it's not just an organization that's based around an annual conference, but that is something that people are tapping into on a regular basis. And we want to sustain the financial future of the organization by thinking about diversifying revenue and making the return for membership something of real value so that people will continue to renew that membership year over year. With that, I will pass it to our executive director, Shasta Foy, for her report and kind of the state of the association.
Thank you so much, Mike. And good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. It has been a privilege to connect with so many of you over the past several months. And for those I haven't had a chance to meet yet, I want to take a moment to reintroduce myself. My name is Shasta Foy, and I have the honor of serving as executive director of this remarkable organization. As of this week, I am just a few days past my 8th month in the role. So it's been a fast-moving, deeply rewarding stretch. And today I want to offer a snapshot of where we are, what we've accomplished together, and where we're headed. So let's start with the strategic planning process, which has already shaped some of our most important conversations and priorities. In February, we launched a stakeholder engagement process that included a board retreat, a stakeholder survey from which we received 100 responses, and 3 focus groups with members from 12 states and 2 countries, representing a wide range of denominations, organizational types, and fundraising roles. We also conducted individual interviews over the course of the spring. Altogether, that process reveals several key themes that your belief in our mission is strong. But you also told us that ACF must provide a clearer value proposition, year-round engagement, and more meaningful opportunities for both regional and affinity-based connection. You asked for stronger mentoring pathways as well, clearer communication, and a membership experience that reflects the full diversity of the Christian fundraising community. And that brings me to something foundational. One of the core questions that came out of this process was, how can ACF both honor its ALDI roots, the Association of Lutheran Development Executives, and fully welcome a broader, more inclusive community of Christian fundraisers? So before we move forward, I want to turn your attention to a statement you'll see on the next slide, our ACF welcome statement, which may also be found on the homepage of ACF's website. Now, your board of directors took great pride in crafting this statement in 2022 as part of our rebrand from ALDI to ACF. And this is not just a tagline. This language reflects our shared understanding that we are not a denomination. We are a professional community, unified through our faith and our passion for excellence in fundraising. This statement also affirms our commitment to apply practices that nurture a culture of representation, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. That language and the intent behind it aligns directly with the feedback we received during this strategic planning process. It is not new to ACF. It is part of our DNA, and we are building from that foundation with clarity and with purpose. So after months of listening and reflection, your board is now focused on sharpening the strategic priorities that have emerged. So in the coming weeks, we'll share a clear, actionable plan that reflects what we heard and where we're heading. And that clarity is already taking shape, not just on paper, but in how we gather and how we grow. You could feel it in full force at this year's signature Faith and Fundraising Conference. In February, in Myrtle Beach, we gathered for Faith and Fundraising 2025 and welcomed 249 attendees. And as John Andreasen mentioned, that number was down from 2024, but the energy in the room told a much bigger story. More than 100 of those participants were first-time attendees, which to me signals real momentum and a growing interest in where ACF is headed. So if you take a look at the slide here, you'll see a snapshot of conference attendance over the past 6 years. And while we saw an encouraging spike in 2024, we also experienced dips, including this year's drop to 249. Part of what we learned through the strategic planning process is that we haven't consistently retained new conference attendees as members and ongoing participants. And that is something that we are committed to changing. So here's the bigger picture. Historically, Conference attendance has played a major role in ACF's budget, but we are intentionally shifting that model. We are working to build a more balanced approach. It's one that includes expanded volunteer and networking opportunities, stronger regional engagement, and we heard you, more consistent touch points and programming between our conferences. Now, during our third and final year in Myrtle Beach, we heard from dynamic keynote speakers who challenged and inspired us. Our educational sessions also received strong reviews with feedback affirming the relevance and the depth and applicability of the topics and content delivered. And to our exhibitors and sponsors, you specifically told us that you felt seen, you felt supported, and you felt valued, not just as vendors and suppliers, but as mission-aligned partners. But what stood out the most, I believe, was the spirit of connection. Many of you described the overall experience as energized, diverse, purposeful, and that feedback is meaningful because it shows that we're not just going through the motions. We are building an experience that aligns with our values and reflects the kind of community we are becoming. And that is the energy I want to lean into and the energy we're bringing with us into 2026 in Chicago. And speaking of 2026, we're already seeing positive traction. Registration opened April 8th at the super early bird rate, and we have received strong early interest. We are now months ahead of where we've ever been in both registration and sponsor commitments. And that is not by accident. It's a result of intentional planning, focused outreach, and early action. Our call for speakers launches tomorrow, and I'm super excited about that. June 12th, earlier than ever before, which will allow us to build a high quality educational experience with even more lead time. So to share more about the call for speakers and educational tracks, I'd like to introduce our incoming curriculum committee co-chair, Ashley Weehee, who is partnering with our very own Kendra Hernandez. So Ashley, the floor is yours.
Thanks. So we're really excited about this conference, guys, and we're so excited to see you in Chicago, and we're really excited for you to put together proposals. So what we're really encouraging you this year is that we want you to submit. So if you've never done this before, you have so much expertise out there. We want you to submit a proposal. So think about it, pray about it. We want you to submit, and we've made it so much easier than we have in the past. So take a look. It's through your Whova app this year, so you can submit. It's going to connect to your profile, and we're really excited about it. And we brought back the tracks. So we're trying to keep things a little bit more organized this year so that you can kind of know what to expect. And maybe even you're like, I do annual fund. That's what I'm excited about. Or you know what? I only do major gifts. So this will give you an idea to focus on those types of tracks as you're going through. So our different tracks are leadership and professional development. So that is just showcasing your best tips for being a leader in your organization, but also growing your staff in different ways through professional development. It can be through their spiritual development, their mental development, or just growing in their skills. Annual fund. So just tips that you have. So is it storytelling? Is it ways to reach your donors? New approaches for doing that. Data and AI. So this is one of the big hot topics right now. So you've got AI, you've got ChatGPT, you've got all those things going on. So how do you navigate this? What are your best ways to approach that? Then we have major and plan giving. So this is really just next level. We're looking for those tips to help those people that are doing major gifts, but also plan giving. What expertise do you have and can help people grow in their field? And the last one is marketing and communication. And this one we want you to take special note of because this one's a little bit different than we've had in recent years. So we really want you to look on sessions that can range from video to grant writing to event planning and more. So just what could fall into that? See as a growth for people. Look at your own office and how you need to grow in your skills. And then we'd love to see a bunch of proposals come in. And if you have any ideas for speakers, keynotes, please let us know. We're looking into that right now, but we want to hear what you want to hear at this conference.
Thank you so much, Ashley. We appreciate your leadership. Kendra Hernandez as well. We're grateful. So as we think about the kind of conference experience we're creating, it's a perfect time to turn to the people who help bring it all to life. Many of whom are right here with us today. I am talking about you, our volunteers. You are the heartbeat of this association. And because of that, you deserve structure, clarity, and direction that really reflects the value of your time and contributions. And so that's why this year we've taken a much more intentional approach to how our committees function. Every committee now has a clear charge aligned with ACF's strategic direction so that the time and energy you invest feels focused, effective, and valued. And as we begin putting that strategy into practice, you'll see even stronger alignment between volunteer leadership and the work ahead. I am also proud to share that since we launched the call for volunteers in early May, over 30 individuals committed and have answered the call to serve. I'm excited about that. If you weren't able to respond to that call, it is not too late. There's still a place for you here. Please reach out to me directly or connect with a board member and we'll help get you plugged in based on your passion, your gifts, and the kind of impact you want to have on our community. So come and join us and be part of that transformation we're building together. And here's a final area that we've been working really hard on because we understand that if our foundation isn't strong, nothing else can be. We are actively working to refine how we communicate, not just event dates and conference updates, but the full value and scope of ACF. That includes clarifying who we are, what we offer, and why it matters. Our goal is to create a more intentional and consistent rhythm of engagement with members, strategic partners, and prospects, so you don't just hear from us when there's something to register for. We're also streamlining internal operations, so our processes behind the scenes reflect the same excellence we strive for in every member interaction. This includes simplifying how information is shared across platforms, reducing any ambiguity, and making it easy for you to stay connected and informed throughout the year. And as I close, I want to express my gratitude and just thank you for the trust you've placed in me to help guide this next chapter. I said yes to this role, not because I wanted to be an executive director, but because I believe in this mission. I believe in what ACF can become. And I believe the best way to honor our past is to move boldly into the future. Thank you for listening to me and for being part of this journey. Let's keep shaping a thriving, inclusive, mission-driven community. This is our moment. It's ACF, rooted in mission, rising in purpose, and together we're creating what's next. Mike, I'll turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Shasta. And starting with the most important thing in mind, what is the mission? What is the thing that we do together? I think you can all see, whether you've had a chance to spend time one-on-one with Shasta or not, why I and the other members of the board are so enthusiastic about her leadership and so hopeful for the future for ACF. Thank you, Shasta. That was fantastic. I'm going to pass it now to our Vice
Hello.
President. I'm going to pass it now to our Vice President, Jerry Pat Gabbert, who is going to lead us through board elections. Jerry Pat.
Thanks, Mike. I really appreciate that. First and foremost, before we move into board elections, I want to give a heartfelt thank you to two departing board members, John Andreasen and Christine Safranek. We are beyond grateful for your faithful service and continued leadership to the board. Your care of ACF over the years has just been amazing and felt throughout the entire organization, whether it was from John and his love and detail-oriented numbers to Christine and her fiery spirit and detail-oriented conference details. We are just really, really grateful for your service and your board leadership. So thank you both so much for that. I'm excited to present two new potential members for Slate today. The first being Rhonda Clay. And I know that she was here with us earlier, but I thought I would tell you a little bit about Rhonda. Rhonda is a seasoned professional fundraiser with more than 25 years of experience. She has shared her expertise with a number of organizations, including the United Way of Metro Chicago, the University of Tennessee, March of Dimes, and the Boys and Girls Club of the Tennessee Valley. She currently serves as the Director of Major Gifts for the ELCA. She's also really active in her community as she serves as the board chair for Bridge Refugee Services and sits on the board of the Community Coalition Against Human Trafficking and the Great Smoky Mountain chapter of the Association of Fundraising Professionals. Rhonda, a Chicago native, currently resides in East Tennessee with her husband. She's the proud mother of 4 grown children and grandmother to 7 grandchildren. So Rhonda Clay being the first candidate for our slate, the second being the Reverend James A. Marshall Jr. Reverend Marshall serves as the National Chief Ministry Officer of Volunteers of America. In the organization's 129-year history, Reverend Marshall is the first African American to serve in this role. He is originally from Washington, D.C., attended Bowie State University for his undergraduate education and Capital Bible Seminary for his graduate education. Beyond his service with VOA, he currently serves on the board of directors for the Prince George County Family Justice Center Foundation and is also the executive director of Kindred Hope. Mike, those are the two candidates that we have for board membership for ACF.
Thank you, Jerry Pat. Thank you to Rhonda and James for your willingness to stand for election. This slate comes moved and seconded by the executive committee of the board of directors and does not require a second at this time. Is there any discussion on Rhonda and James as our slate for board membership? If there is none, then if all those in favor of Rhonda and James, their election as the slate for new board membership would sign or say aye.
Aye.
That is approved. Thank you both so much. We're delighted to have you join us on the board. Jerry Pat, I'll pass it back to you.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to mention to everyone today that in the coming weeks that the board will vote on adding Kendra Hernandez as the ACF vice chair. I know that many of us on this call, I see some cheers and claps, Kendra. I know many of us on this call already know Kendra as she serves as corporate giving specialist for Global Refuge, and she's been a proud ACF member for many years. But I'll just take this time, if I might, to say how thrilled that I am to have Kendra join us in this kind of new expanded capacity. Kendra brings this energy and enthusiasm that I'm really excited about. Her can-do attitude, your can-do attitude, Kendra, is wonderful. She's all along been willing to roll up her sleeves and take on responsibilities really without even being asked. And so her willingness to just jump in this capacity as well, I know will be a great asset to ACF. Your commitment to the mission and vision moving forward. I look forward to partnering with you and Shasta and all the other board members and members of this organization to see what we can do.
Thank you, Jerry Pat. Kendra, thank you so much for your willingness to serve in this capacity. I just want to say too, it has been a real thrill to serve as president of ACF. This association means the world to me. I am unashamed to share with anybody that'll listen that I feel this organization really has shaped the arc of my career, and serving as your president these last couple of years has been a true honor. And I am really delighted to be able to hand the reins to such a fantastic colleague and friend in Jerry Pat. She is going to be a bold and visionary leader for this organization over the next couple of years, and I'm really excited to have her to step into that role. So, Jerry Pat, thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Mike. I really appreciate that.
Okay. Well, Alice said, will we receive an annual fund update? And guess what, Alice? That's what I'm going to do right now. So thank you for your question. And yes, we have an annual fund goal this year of $30,000 to help, make a balanced budget for the association. As of now, we have raised a little over $17,000. And big thanks to those who have given and to those who give in an ongoing way, those who are very faithful donors. I myself am a monthly recurring donor to ACF, and I encourage all of you to think about that because, I don't trust myself. And if I don't set it up to run every month, it probably won't happen. So this is my way to trick myself into remembering to give every month. But why do I give? This organization, as I said, has made an incredible impact on who I am, both as a professional, but personally as well. And I count so many of the folks I see on the screen today as both colleagues and friends. And so I'm so grateful to this organization for introducing me to all of you and for the ways in which it continues to foster my professional growth. If you are a part of this organization and feel the same way, I encourage you today to make a gift to the annual fund because your gift to the annual fund enables our continued growth and all of the fantastic strategic work that we're doing together as an association for further involvement and engagement with our membership, to creating year-round programming, to creating a conference that is a not miss experience. So if you have not yet made your gift, I encourage you to do so. If you've already made your gift, why not make another? But in any event, I hope that you will make a gift before June 30th towards the ACF annual fund. With that, it is my pleasure to present this year's President's Award. The President's Award is given each year in recognition of a member of our community who has provided outstanding volunteer service to the association during the past year. And Shasta and I were talking about, who would be a great person to select for this year's President's Award. And it was really kind of an open and shut thing. There was like one person that we said, this is the obvious choice. Many of you had the chance to meet this person at the conference and particularly in the lead up to the conference because of the fantastic leadership that she provided in welcoming newcomers to our conference, to helping them feel immediately part of our community, to help them feel plugged in and ready to have a really successful conference experience. And so it is my privilege to announce that this year's President's Award is being presented to Mary R. Snyder, the founder and chief storyteller with Impact with Story. I don't know that Mary is with us today. I think she was traveling. I've been watching for her to pop in. She was hoping to join us. But in any event, congratulations to Mary. And more importantly, thank you so much for the work that you've done this year to support the association. And let's all be merry, right? Let's all be merry in the work that we do together in welcoming everyone in and building that bigger tent. We are so excited to welcome you back to Chicago in February. I won't do my Chicago voice because I got a lot of grief for it last time. But what I will say is this year's conference is going to be one that is not to be missed. So if you have not registered yet, do it now. The super early bird rate is a $200 savings over the regular rate. If you still have budget if you still have money in your budget for this fiscal year, register now and take advantage of that. But you are not going to want to miss this year's conference. It's going to be a phenomenal experience. Well, what do you say, Madam Executive Director? I think we've covered what we wanted to cover for today. And so
Absolutely.
with that, I will say we are adjourned. And thank you all so much for your continued support of ACF. If we don't see you before February, we'll see you then here in the Windy City.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks,
Everyone.
Shasta.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.